For 4-cookie stay, I'm going to start by kneeling on the ground. I want to be very close to the treats. We're going to use a climb. You can use a step stool, you can use a chair. Something that is slightly elevated is going to make it easier for you to guard the treats from the dog and make it a little bit less tempting than putting them right on the floor for the dog. I'm going to show him that I have treats in my hand. I'm going to hold him by the collar and have him sit. These are 4 little pieces of hot dog. I'm going to plop these down on the climb. They don't have to be in a nice row. I'm holding him by the collar and he's pulling towards the treats. He wants those treats. As soon as he stops pulling though, I'm going to give him a treat. This is a lot of frustration tolerance that he's learning. If he gets up, it's okay. I'm going to keep holding him by the collar and wait for him to settle. Sit. Once he stopped pulling, I am going to ask him to sit. If he can sit and he can stay stationary for just a moment, I'm going to give him a treat. I'm going to get my clicker ready for the moment he does do it. Good boy. You sit. And as soon as he stops pulling, I'm marking that behavior and I'm taking the treat and I'm bringing it up over his head to treat him. If I bring the treat straight out towards him, it's going to be very tempting to stand up and pull towards it. Sit. So I'm bringing the treat up in an arc and treating him from right over his head. When he's finished, I'm going to give him a release word that tells him he can get up now. All done. And they usually go right to where the treats were and sniff at where they were, make sure that they're gone. I'm not using stay or wait or anything yet because he's not quite got it yet. I'm going to take a couple more pieces. I'm going to hold the dog by the collar or the harness, whatever you've got on the dog. Bring them over and have them sit. I'm going to take those treats and plop them down. We're going to do the same thing. As soon as he stops pulling, I'm going to click and feed him a treat. All done. Very good. I'm not waiting very long between the treats. I'm not looking for a lot of duration at this point, just looking that he can stay for just a second while I give him each treat. So I'm not waiting very long in between those treats. You want to do it pretty quickly. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be for them to stay. We'll get to that with time, but right now I'm just looking for him to get the basics. Good job. Yep. So I've got 4 cookies in my hand. I'm going to bring the dog over to where we're staying, have him sit, plop those cookies down on the climb, and wait for him to stop pulling. As soon as he stops pulling and he's not barking, I'm going to give him a treat. I'm not waiting very long in between treats. As long as he stays and he's not pulling, I'm going to give him the treat. Even though he's not pulling, I'm keeping my hand in his collar in case he does try to. I'll get to a point where I'm not holding the collar, but he's not quite ready yet. Now that he's done, I'm going to tell him he can get up. All done. And he can go sniff the climb. Good job. Nice job, Mitchell.